Rising.
Congratulations to the Walton and Penners. I mean, just absolutely unbelievable. We've got an owner now.
We're just so excited to become officially a part of the Broncos.
NFL owners make it officially official.
The Broncos now have new owners who are making their main goal very clear.
Putting a winning team on the field is our number one priority.
We look forward to getting back to Denver tomorrow to start day one on the ground.
Searching the former president's home.
No one at the White House was given a heads up. No, that did not happen.
Reactions from the White House and Republicans who are quick to attack the Justice Department after FBI agents execute a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
No person is above the law in this country. Nothing stops us.
And the Biden administration looks to stretch out the nation's monkeypox vaccine supply.
The EUA also allows for use of the vaccine in individuals younger than 18 years of age, determined to be at high risk of monkeypox infection.
All right, Broncos country, the team officially has new owners. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Andrew Heath.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're here tonight. Today, NFL owners voted to approve the Walton Penner Group's $4.6 billion purchase of the team. All right, quick recap now. These are the 6 main people involved in this new ownership group. They include Walmart heir Rob Walton, his daughter Carrie Penner, and his son-in-law Greg Penner.
The ownership group also includes businesswoman Melody Hobson, former U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, and Formula One star Lewis Hamilton. It is quite a group, and now these 6 hope to lead the Broncos to a championship season. And kicking off tonight's coverage, we've got Denver 7 Sports Director Leno Bienvenu joining us live at the desk here.
So the new owners here, they say priority 1, and their only priority, winning.
Well, that's what you want to hear, right? I mean, thank you for that. I mean, they are not in this to lose. And they're really not in it to make money either. They already have their money. And if any owner in the NFL has the cash to invest in the team to make sure they have every resource available to win, this is the group, the Walton Penner Group. Rob Walton worth nearly $60 billion. His daughter Carrie worth $5 billion on her own. Son-in-law Greg Penner worth $817 million. So these are the big 3 that'll run the franchise on a daily basis. Our Broncos insider Troy Renck was in Minneapolis today for this historic announcement.
What we all expected became official on Tuesday morning. The NFL owners unanimously approved Rob Walton's $4.65 billion purchase of the Denver Broncos. And what we heard at his press conference today is what Broncos country wants to hear. He has an affinity for the team, and he's committed to winning.
Putting a winning team on the field is our number one priority. We can't wait to get to Denver, join our new colleagues, and get to work.
Pat Bowlen created an incredible legacy in the Broncos, and he leaves big shoes to fill. We look forward to continuing to build on that legacy, and as we continue to work with the community as well as within the organization to continue to strengthen what he created.
As for the stadium issue, there's been speculation the Walton Group might want to build a new stadium downtown or even by the airport. That question was sidestepped here on Tuesday.
Premature to start talking about a new stadium. I'll say that Empire Field at Mile High is a world-class facility. It's hosted, obviously, football games, terrific other sporting events, and entertainment events. We've got a good partnership with the Metropolitan Football Stadium District, and fortunately have almost 10 years left on our lease. So we'll evaluate all of our options and really, dig in and understand the situation before making any decision.
Reporting from Minneapolis, Troy Renck, Denver 7.
All right, Troy. Now, he also talked to Stan Kroenke today, who owns the Avalanche, Nuggets, Rapids, Mammoth, Ball Arena, and Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and the Super Bowl champion Rams. And Stan said adding the Walton family to the ownership family group here is a great move.
Excited for Rob and Greg and Carrie and their family, and excited to have them in Denver. I've known them for more than 5 decades, and so I'd say that we're pretty familiar with them, and they'll do a great job, and I think they'll be wonderful for the Broncos and wonderful for the extended community.
We got billionaires all over the sports.
A lot of money in that building, yeah.
And as I said, the good thing is if they really are committed to winning, they have the money to back that up, and the Broncos should have every resource to win.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what fans want to hear.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Lionel.
All right.
Thank you, Lionel. So, as Lionel and Troy mentioned, the $4.6 billion purchase of the Broncos is the highest price ever paid for a U.S. sports team.
And Rob Walton, now the richest owner in the NFL, a net worth of $59 billion, give or take. And somehow, with that money, Walton is still the second wealthiest owner of an American sports team. The richest? Clippers owner Steve Ballmer, who was CEO of Microsoft for 14 years. Ballmer is worth $92 billion. Now, the NFL owner closest to Walton's net worth, hedge fund founder David Tepper, who owns the Carolina Panthers, his net worth $16 billion.
And tomorrow, most of the team's new owners will be here in Denver to hold the first official press conference in Colorado, and the only one missing will be Lewis Hamilton, who is, of course, busy with his own racing season. And we will have much more on the new Broncos ownership team tonight on Denver 7 News at 6 and 10. You can also read Troy's write-up on today's official vote. You'll read all of that on thedenverchannel.com. And new at 5, Colorado State Senator Pete Lee has been indicted on a felony charge. The Democratic state senator from Colorado Springs was indicted earlier this month for providing false information about his permanent voting residence. The 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office says Lee will have his first court appearance next month. State Senate President Stephen Fenberg tells Denver 7 that Senator Lee has been removed from his interim committee assignments until this matter is resolved. And we have reached out to Lee's office for a statement on the indictment.
Right now, investigators in Douglas County are looking into what caused a small plane to crash in an open field in Inglewood this afternoon. The pilot was killed. The plane took off from Centennial Airport, crashed about 3 miles south of the runway there. There were no other injuries. Well, police in Brighton are looking for the person responsible for shooting a man in the head during a fight outside a house party. Brighton PD says more than 50 people decided to take their house party celebrations to the street Sunday night. Now, this was along North Main. A 24-year-old was shot in the head right after a fight broke out and tonight is in critical condition. Now, officers don't have any details of a suspect, but if you have information about the shooting, you should contact Brighton Police.
Police have arrested the suspect believed to have caused a crash that killed 4 teens and injured 4 others in Commerce City earlier this year. 32-year-old Brandon Howie is facing 4 counts of vehicular homicide for the February 25th crash on Highway 85. Police are investigating speeding as one of the causes of that crash. Police believe they have the man who's been terrorizing the Muslim community in Albuquerque. Police say 51-year-old Mohammed Syed has been charged with killing 2 men. He's also the primary suspect in the murders of 2 others, all of them Muslim. 3 men between the ages of 25 and 41 have been killed within the past 2 weeks, along with a 62-year-old man last year. Police say bullet casings from 2 of the crime scenes match a gun found at Syed's home. All 4 murder victims reportedly attended the same mosque.
The grand jury in Mississippi has declined to indict the white woman whose accusations set off the lynching of black teenager Emmett Till. More than 70 years ago, Carolyn Bryant Donham accused 14-year-old Till of making lewd comments and grabbing her while she worked alone at a family store. Today, a grand jury determined there was insufficient evidence to indict the now 87-year-old Donham on charges of kidnapping or manslaughter. Till's cousin spoke after the hearing today, calling the announcement unfortunate but predictable. Well, new at 5, former President Trump's lawyer claiming the FBI removed about a dozen boxes from a basement at the Mar-a-Lago estate during yesterday's raid.
The former president gave 15 boxes to the feds earlier this year, and according to the Washington Post, federal officials believe he still had more, which is why they decided to execute yesterday's search warrant. Well, Denver 7 reporter Amy Wattis has been tracking the latest developments, joins us now live. And Amy, tonight we are hearing from the White House.
And we are. The White House held a briefing today stressing that President Biden and the White House had no idea former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home was going to be raided. The president's press secretary went on to say the commander-in-chief was also never briefed after the raid happened. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters President Joe Biden learned about the FBI raid at former President Donald Trump's Florida estate through public reports. She referred reporters to the Department of Justice for any law enforcement related questions.
The Justice Department conducts investigations independently, and we leave any law enforcement matters to them. It would not be appropriate for us to comment on any ongoing investigations.
What Jean-Pierre did say,
President Biden has been unequivocal since the campaign. He believes in the rule of law, in the independence of the Justice Department investigations, that those investigations should be free from political influence.
The search Monday was part of an ongoing DOJ investigation into the former president's alleged mishandling of classified documents. Both the FBI and DOJ have declined to comment, but this authorized search signals a major escalation into that probe. Former Deputy Director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, said there's a process you must go through before a raid of this kind happens.
You have to go before a federal judge and convince that judge that there is probable cause to believe both that a federal crime has been committed and that evidence of that crime is contained within the space.
Several Colorado lawmakers have been tweeting about the news since it broke. Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert saying, quote, "After what was just done to President Trump, it has never been more important to have voices in Congress who won't back down to the deep state. They're coming for me and you too." And Democratic Congresswoman Diana DeGette replying to former Vice President Mike Pence's tweet saying, quote, "No other president has ever orchestrated a violent coup to overthrow our government and remain in power." Meantime, some legal and national security experts think the investigation might be broader. Trump is calling the raid a political assault. Now we are learning this wasn't the first time federal agents visited Trump's home. We will continue to follow this story and let you know when we learn more. For now, I'm live in the studio, Amy Wattis, Denver 7.
I mean, we're talking about benefits, which is a big deal. We want to make sure that people can afford health care.
Fighting for more pay and more representation.
We, as a district, have had a problem both recruiting and retaining our BIPOC educators.
Denver teachers reach the final days of negotiating new contracts for the upcoming school year.
Radar's pretty quiet this afternoon. Temperatures are going to soar for the next couple of days.
And feeling the burn.
It really doesn't take that much habanero to heat things up.
A local hot sauce company is going viral thanks to a popular YouTube series that brings the heat.
Post Malone, Kevin Bacon, Khloe Kardashian eating a sauce that I made is really crazy.